Meditation, intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. A common sentient series by Sacred Stories Publishing. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Rumi. A time to choose. We find ourselves right now in the age of great transformation, one of the most consequential moments in human history. These are indeed the times that the great prophets and seers throughout the millennia have spoken about. Mankind has experienced and survived many eras of tremendous change, of course, yet with each turn of the spiral, the permutations become more amplified, as if there will be one final revolution of the cycle that turns it all around, so we can start anew once more. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Things are really getting exciting over here in Washington D.C. Maybe all over the world. I don't know if my wonderful friend is online this morning, but we had such a profound conversation yesterday. A post was sent to me which was derogatory towards a particular administration. And it was interesting the way my Sanskars emerged. And so I called back my dear friend who I love and who can be anything he wants to be with me, and I will not judge him. After I'm finished letting him have it, then I'll go back to normalcy. And what happened was I called back and I was just sharing my feelings, my thoughts, and on many occasions when you are very passionate about sharing your feelings and thoughts, it's a very deep-rooted sanskar. I will explain more about sanskar. And after we spoke for about an hour and something, which I didn't even have the time, I just kept moving and doing what was required to be done during this moment that I had with him. It was just an observation that I kept seeing within myself, this sanskar that comes up when I am in the midst of a scene of injustice, ignorance, betrayal. Something within me emerges and I become a warrior, a revolutionary for you. I fight for your justice. I fight for your freedom. I will fight for what is right for you. And it just comes from nowhere. Now keep in mind, I live a very peaceful life. But when you touch these little areas, there's a peaceful plus a fiery person that emerges. I think we can call it fiery peace, if that even makes sense. But long story short, our sanskars are sitting in the soul. And I want to talk about the importance of this because yesterday, as I'm going through my fiery experience of justifying why I think he should never pass around posts that denigrate a race or an administration that has been working very hard in just keeping the country abreast, I realized it was also something deep in my past that I was responding to. I could have seen the post, I read it, yeah, okay, bye, next. But then there's a fine line between just letting things keep flowing, where I'd be like, yeah. Then it just continues, because people who are fired up with algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego are given the major platform. You can find millions of people with millions of views, with millions of dollars backing them, that are influenced by anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, algae. And each one has their own in particular way in which these sanskars express itself through these 5 senses. So today is about the imprints of the soul. From the day you were born, you carried with you imprints of the soul, imprints in the soul, your sanskars. From the day you were born, you carry sanskars. In Christianity, they say we're born with original sin. That's algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. But it doesn't tell you that you are born with your original qualities. The opposite to anger is peace. The opposite to lust is purity. The opposite to greed is joy. The opposite to attachment is love. And the opposite to ego is truth, wisdom, self-esteem, self-worth. I'm going to let you sit with that for a little bit. They never told you you were born with your original qualities too, did they? So if you walk around your whole life thinking you're born with original sin, will you have the recording in your consciousness that you can transform them? Or you just accept, I'm only human. It's my nature to be angry and nasty and rude. It's my nature to support that which is arrogant and vicious and vile. But if you were also told as a child, you are born with sanskars of algae, but you are also born with sanskars of God's qualities and virtues, I wonder how we would live our lives today. I wonder if we would take a different road, because we would recognize that inside of the soul are imprints of peace, purity, joy, love, and truth. And the reason why we battle with ourselves is because these 2 energies live inside of us. And our whole lives are focused on trying to let this energy rise up and take charge over this energy. Now, this energy will never fight. It walks with dignity and grace and wisdom and truth and joy and purity of mankind, purity of spirit. This fights, is arrogant, ignorant, lies, cheats, deceives, control, a narcissist, betrays, hurts, is violent, is deceptive, unhappy, empty, the void, confused. You get what I'm saying? These sanskars are in us. And just like if you drink water, it comes out. And when you eat food, it comes out. But when you take in algae, how does it come out? How does it exit your being? Anger is in you. How does it get out? Lust is in you. How does it get out? You take it out on people. You take it out in your relationships. You take it out in your environment. If you're chaotic in here, your environment will be chaotic. If you're peaceless in here, your environment will be peaceless. If you are not happy, you will make your relationships not happy. You take out, it comes out of your words, your features, your choices, the way you live, the way you dress, the way you eat, definitely the way you think. The list goes on and on. It comes out in this way. So take a look at the condition of our world today. What is happening? Is there more peace in the world than there is algae? Do you see more purity in the world than lust? For all the ladies and the men out there, when you look at each other, do you really look at each other with the intent, I want to uplift this person? Or do you want to grab their bodies? How do you look at another person in the world? Driving in the car, you see a good-looking person. What do you think? If there's lust, you feel like you want to take their bodies, touch their bodies, do something with their body. You see somebody wearing a nice pair of shoes, you already have 80 pairs of shoes in your closet. But oh my God, that looked good. You don't feel the joy of already having your pairs of shoes in the closet. You're like, I want that pair too. Where'd you get that? You've eaten food that was good. Yesterday we ate, and I had all these fruits, a little bit of something like rice or something we ate together. It was the fruits or something and vegetables, and it was so satisfying. And my sister ended up going and eating another food, and she says, wow, that's a whole different experience. Remember? Like you could feel that she was satisfied with what she had gotten, but then she went for a little extra, the greed kicked in, and it was like, I really didn't need to eat any more than that. I really don't need more. I'm contented. Do you hear what I'm saying? Attachment. Wow. To me, the biggest complexity of our human life is a sanskar. The sanskar of attachment, let me tell you, that is the game changer. The sanskar of attachment will make you think only for I, me, and mine. It builds your selfishness. It supports your ego. And it betrays you from actually experiencing joy. So these sanskars, they are deeply imprinted in the soul because as souls, we're living so many lives. There are old souls on the journey who have been traveling for a very long time. And there are new souls. The population has increased in the last 150 years, 6 times more than it was. If you do the fact-checking, the census, I believe, I'm not going to be completely accurate exactly with the number, but in 1900, we were only 1.4 billion people. We are now in 2024, and we are over 8 billion human beings on the planet. Where are all those souls coming from? And with what sanskars are they bringing with them? You see, these are huge things for you to consider, for you to gain meaning of your life, so you live a life of freedom and love and kindness and truth and generosity. But think about it. Sanskar, original sin, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, they're traveling inside of our personality. Some of them are dormant, but when a situation or circumstance emerges, they awaken. It's like a sleeping dog. They say, never wake up a sleeping dog. Ruff. They come after you. Maybe for me, I don't want people who are good and dignified and with value to ever be spoken about in a defamatory way. Those are not the values that we should ever nurture. Now, I'm very passionate about that. But the reason why is that I have a little attachment to my own personality. Okay, here this is how it gets exciting. I'm attached to the importance of dignity and grace and integrity and a good way of living. And if somebody defames a person who lives like that, I feel very personal towards it. I'm like, You could have defamed an arrogant, lying, cheating person. Why would you defame somebody who's living a life of hard work and dignity? I don't understand. Then my sanskars kick in. Then I see my attachment. It's a fascinating concept. I'm glad Santosh asked me to talk about it. We could even do a series of sanskars, which might be a good idea. But I might be standing for something true, but then my attachment comes in, and then guess who walks right behind her? Ego. And then who comes right behind the ego? Anger. And then comes a little bit of the lust for power. Then comes a little bit of, discontentment, the greed for whatever. These are how the sanskars are working in us. Now, in the teachings of Raja Yoga meditation, the whole agenda in the Brahma Kumaris Raja Yoga teachings is to deactivate, to reduce, to absolve algae, that it has no power over you, and to bring your original eternal sanskars, love and peace and purity and truth and joy, to the forefront of your life. Can you imagine that endeavor? The whole teachings here, Next Normal, is all about bringing your original, eternal sanskars of virtues forward in everything you do. Even if you're trying to justify a post that you don't agree with, you can still do it with love and peace and neutrality. And the minute you find yourself leaning over to one side, sanskars have got you attachment. But what's the opposite to attachment? Love. I can still express my opinions and my views lovingly. I'll give another story. So you go in the kitchen and the kids didn't wash up the dishes. Attached to the family, the name, why me, this, there's anger, there's screaming, there's when you start to wash the pots, it makes a lot of noise. I go in the kitchen, nobody washed up the dishes. I wish they would just help me more. It's okay, maybe one day they will. I gotta clean the kitchen anyway. While I'm cleaning it, I'm like, isn't it nice to just clean things? I feel good when I'm cleaning things. The whole energy changes. Wow. You've transformed the sanskar. And you did it because you understand the sanskar that needs serving the most: love, peace, purity, truth, and joy. And it's an every moment job. Every second you've got to pay attention if my original, eternal, pure sanskars are working instead of those that they call the original sin. I'm touching on this generically. There are deeper things in our teachings of Raja Yoga. If you're interested, you can go online and sign up for the Raja Yoga course. But as a soul, the recording of these imprints are in you, and only God's love can transform them, and God's wisdom, the way you use spiritual wisdom, will help you to redirect the choices that you make, but also the intentions behind those choices. Let's go to Awakened Intelligence and see if Sister Jenna made any sense, and maybe I can make it even clearer or easier for you to understand. Santosh? In the Brahma Kumaris teaching, sanskar refers to deep-rooted impressions or imprints on the soul that shape an individual's personality, behavior, and patterns of thought. These impressions are the result of past actions, experiences, and beliefs from both this lifetime and previous ones. That's the big game changer. They believe that the soul carries these sanskars from lifetime to lifetime, and they influence how a person reacts to situations, forms relationships, and makes decisions. Positive sanskars lead to virtues like peace, love, and compassion, while negative sanskars can lead to ego, anger and fear. Through spiritual practices like Raj Yoga, you can transform these sanskars. And so we can definitely talk more about it, because I think it's really a deep topic, Santosh, and I'm really glad that you raised it. So now let's move on, because we are growing and we're becoming more evolved if we pay attention to what we're thinking. Let's go to Sister Gita and share in her sanskars and how she's raising us up through her vibrations.
Let's see how we play the music of life, be it a piano, a guitar, or a drum. Life is like musical notes. People are different. When I pick up a guitar to play, I will need to use two hands. With one hand, I will hold down a chord. Each finger will be holding down a different note behind a particular fret. With my other hand, I will strum or pluck the strings. 6 strings, all vibrating at their own frequency, creating their own individual sound. However, it is that very difference in the sound of each note that creates the end result of a beautiful tonal image. Sounds that dance and glide on the eardrum. I live, and yet it seems that I wish to renounce that music of life. I find it so difficult to accept the difference between people. I want everyone to be as I am, playing the same tune that I am, act as I act, think as I think, or even believe what I believe. Tell me, can that be possible? Can each piano note be the same as the other? It's not possible. However, I have heard guitarists play only one note in the whole of their musical career. If people were exactly the same, there would be no growth. There would be nothing new to stimulate our intellects and inspire us towards deeper thinking. So whether your inner musical instrument be a piano, a guitar, or a drum, remember this deep thinking. Every note is different, just like every person on the planet Earth is different, playing their own music. Thank you. Have a pensive day. Om Shanti.
You know, we're supposed to let go of our loved ones so they can move on to their next destination. And it was just today I went to Sister Gita's picture and I just gave her a little kiss. I miss you. It was that feeling for me today. Such a soul. Today's Avyak signal. When old sanskars emerge in the form of waste thoughts or sinful thoughts, then only one word emerges in your intellect. Why did this happen? With why, a queue of waste thoughts will begin. Completion will only come after you finish this queue. Then that queue will, when you finish that queue of why, when the word why is removed from you, then you'll be able to remain stable on the drama. So what Baba's saying here is, when you keep thinking, why is this happening? How could this have happened? You're going to get into this whole sanskars of waste thoughts are going to come up. Because sanskars of waste come from attachment. Attachment and ego. But the opposite to attachment is love. The opposite to ego is wisdom. Apply love and wisdom, you'll be free of the situation. Keep using attachment and ego, you will keep going deeper into the situation. It's powerful, I tell you. So good morning to all the angels online. Hi Hildy, how are you? Anil, nice to have you back on. Grace, how are you doing in Colombia? I have a friend there that I'd like you to meet. Divya Baba, this is so deep. Could you talk more? I'll be happy to do it tomorrow. Hi Rashmi, Kushali, Michelle Vasandani, nice to have you on. Lilawati, I hope your husband's doing 100 times better. Keep pumping him up with good wishes and pure feelings. I'm glad that your heart is thankful for being here. Asmita, Om Shanti, good morning. Sonia C, nice to have you. Chaya from Bangalore. Marcia Dyson, hey Marcia. I love my Marcia Dyson, doing great work for women empowerment. She's also doing great work for the souls from Haiti. Marcia's role is to keep uplifting and bring some passion and truth to our hearts and for us to be better human beings. So do look her up, Marcia Dyson. Aunt Senshin, good to have you on. Azuri, Kailash, Deepika Rati, Om Shanti Deepika. Ebb Store, I love how you guide us through the process, so helpful. Ebb Store, I know that ain't your real name, but I hope you can let me know who you really are. Hi Shobha, Om Shanti, D Rise. This practice really helped clear mind. Good. Darlene, welcome. I look forward to your wisdom and light each morning. Thank you. Well, thank you, Darlene. Thank you for joining in. And please keep sharing this with your friends. So if this is helping you, and because we're especially live in the mornings, it gives us a chance to really be real, not something ethereal, but real. And if there is a problem or something that you're going through, I'm here. You just put it in the comment list and then I will address it to my earliest convenience. I promise you that. Hi Tamil, hi Manmohan and Indra and Gigi. Very nice to have you. Usha, good morning. Welcome to you too. So as we move towards these, as we move forward in life, it's a journey. It's not really the destination, but it's a journey. All I can say from my own practical experience, create an attitude in your consciousness that you are benevolent in spirit. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, and you don't have to be verbally benevolent, but in your spirit, your intent. I want to help you because I need you to help me. I'm here to help. That's what a loving person does. That's what a child of God will do. It will respect everyone as they are, and they will speak openly about their concerns, but they will never disrespect anyone because you're here to help. Thank you so much for joining us on the next normal. Be loving, be truthful, be strong. In order to break your attachments, keep loving everybody the same. Life will be very beautiful for you. Take care. Lots and lots of love. Om Shanti.